Hey guys, it's Cole here, back with another redstone tutorial video. And today I've got a pretty interesting video. Today's build is actually the result of a collaboration with a viewer of the channel, which will probably be a few more of these coming eventually. Now they wish to remain anonymous, but they definitely deserve a lot of the credit for this build, so please make sure you show them some love in the comments because they deserve it, and you're going to see why. Today we have an automatic tunnel bore, and this thing is just awesome. If you like to mine for ancient debris with tunnel bores or just TNT, this will definitely interest you, especially the tunnel bore users. This will probably be the last tunnel bore you'll ever use. Once you start this thing, it'll just keep flying on its own uh, as long as the dispenser is filled with TNT. It'll require very little user input to keep it going. Occasionally, the block might get in the way, or maybe some lava will protect some blocks. Other than that, for the most part, you, the user, get to just walk behind this thing and mine ancient debris peacefully. On top of that, this thing is super efficient. It's more efficient than any double efficiency tunnel bore design out there. It's not quite going to make the efficiency of a triple efficiency tunnel bore, but it still gets very close. So you get all of that in a very small, cheap tunnel bore. It's a pretty insane build. The only actual negative with this thing is that it is unfortunately directional, but that's the only thing bad about this. So with all that, let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so to build this thing, you're only going to need these blocks down here at the bottom. And if you're building it in the overworld, you're only going to need 3 ancient debris. And that's just because with stone and deep slate being a lot stronger, the TNT needs to be closer, so we make the nose a little shorter. Though I wouldn't really use it for mining in the overworld, since with it being automatic, it is just going to blow everything up in every single item, so you're not going to get a lot of resources out of it. But if you need to like make a tunnel, you can use it for that, or this was actually originally intended to be a missile design, so you could technically use it like that as well. Now this sunflower and dirt here, these are just to figure out what direction we can build it in. So if you don't have coordinates on, then you're going to want these. If you have coordinates on, you don't need to worry about these, but it does make it pretty simple. So if you have access to them, I would just grab them anyways. So before you dig out the full room, which this room here for reference, it's 4 blocks wide, 4 blocks tall, and 9 blocks long. But before you dig that out, you definitely want to figure out which direction you're going to be building this in, and what direction you can build this in with it being directional, because you don't want to end up digging out of one direction and then find out you can't send it that way. So the easiest way, of course, is going to be just your dirt and sunflower method. And the way this works is whatever way this the yellow head of the flower is facing, you can build it in that direction, or you can also build it 90 degrees to the right over in that direction. Now if you have coordinates on, like I do, so up in the top left, the way we're going to do this is whatever direction we want to send it, we're going to start walking that direction. So this here, we're on that the X coordinate there, that first one. And so as you can see, we are increasing the value of our X coordinate. We're getting farther away from 0, and we're heading in the positive direction. The number's getting more positive. So we can build it in that direction, and we cannot build it in that direction. Now for this one here, you see I've got my Z coordinate in the negatives. So here, if your coordinate is in the negative, we still want it to be getting more positive, and so what that'll look like then is the number will be getting closer to 0. So we can build it in that direction since our Z coordinate is getting closer to 0 there, you see. But we cannot build in that direction. And you really want to make sure you build it in the right direction, otherwise you're going to have to just tear it down and turn it completely 180. Because if you build it in the wrong direction, what happens is the TNT spawns inside of the anvil, and then it just doesn't do any damage at all. So you definitely want to make sure you've got this right before you build it. Alright, so I'm going to be building this in that direction there. One quick thing I forgot to mention while building is that I would recommend building this at Y level 9 or somewhere close to that, but I would suggest that the blocks you're standing on be Y level 9. And we're actually going to start out at the nose of this machine. To start out, we're going to start right at the ceiling here, and we're going to place 3 ancient debris. However, if you're in the overworld, you can actually just place 2 like that, and you could actually even dig this room 1 block shorter, so it's only 8 blocks long, since you don't need a block there. From here, we're going to take out a slab, place it there, with a slime block underneath it like that. And from here, we're also going to place another one to the side here. We're going to place our other slab sticking out of the side like this. And this slab, its only purpose is to get us to a 12 block push limit so that this thing doesn't try to push through a wall. Now from here, we'll take our dispenser, place it there like that, and then we'll take our last ancient debris and place it right in the front, and then we'll place our anvil on top of that. You want to make sure that it's facing like this. If you place it like this thing will not work, so make sure it's like that. And if you can see, I got the hitbox outlined right there, so it should have these 2 pixels open so that the TNT can rest there. So now going back here, we could first place a redstone block there, but instead what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing a temporary block right here, slime block, and then another one on top of it like that. And then we're going to place a piston facing forward like that. And now we're going to place our redstone block next to it. And nothing should move if you've got this all set up right. If you mess something up, like you had a block of space here, this is going to move forward, which shouldn't be the biggest deal, but might make it harder to keep track of. So now we're going to grab our cobblestone and a fence gate. We're going to place our cobblestone, or actually no, sorry, we're first going to place an observer right here. And we'll place our fence gate right in front of it on the face, and then our cobblestone right there. From here we're going to come backwards with a sticky piston like that. 1 more slime block, another piston facing forward, and lastly a redstone block right there. And now we're ready to go. So all we got to do is come around to this side here. We'll grab some TNT, throw it in our dispenser, and then to start it up, we'll just flick this trap door, or our fence gate, which will spawn our first TNT, and the machine will just start taking off, and it'll just do its thing. Now there are a few occasions where this will get stopped, just like this. So, like what we've ran into here is just the TNT didn't quite blow up enough to destroy this block so that it could keep moving forward. Because if the machine doesn't move forward, it won't spawn another TNT. But as you can see, we made it pretty dang far before we actually ended up stopping anywhere. Now the other ways that this could get stopped is instead of a block still being in the way, a block could get attached to a slime block like that, and then you can't go forward because this is already at the 12 block push limit by design. Or sometimes trickier is when an ancient debris gets there, you might not notice it kind of blends in. And then also lava can sometimes potentially cause us to stop. That's very rare since we've got these on top. But if lava gets to where the TNT is right here, if lava gets in that area, it will stop the TNT from doing any damage. Or if a block, any block gets right there, it'll cause the TNT to spawn inside of the anvil, and it'll do no damage in that situation as well. But then it's also good to just clear out the lava in general, not just because you don't want to step in it, but also because it will it'll protect blocks from the blast. So like in this situation, it's nice and easy. We just maybe break those 2 blocks, but then you break this one here and it starts going again. Now the last bit of info I have for you is on making an infinitely expandable version of this. Now, long story short, there will never be one, but why is the bigger question. So the reason for that is just because there's no point, and that's because a single one of these machines can fly itself. So there's no point in spending all the extra resources trying to link a bunch of these up because it would just leave the arms behind. So all you have to do is just build a bunch of these with 8 blocks of space between each one, and you'll have the exact same thing. They'll just all be separated, and you just gotta make sure that each one doesn't get stopped. So it kind of sticks with the rest of them, keeps up with the group. But yeah, so that's all I have for you today. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button as well, and I'll see you next time.